We prayed that this would happen, but we look forward to him being prosecuted federally for violation of Sonia's civil rights.
Grayson apologized in court, saying no words could undo the pain he's caused. New York City's Rikers Island jail is now under federal control. Former Vermont Corrections Chief Nicholas Demmel has been appointed independent administrator. He's tasked with improving conditions before the facility's court-ordered 2027 closure. And singer and entrepreneur Ray J is updating fans after being hospitalized with pneumonia. In a new video, he thanks supporters for their prayers, also noting his heart is only beating at 25%. He added staying focused will keep him moving forward. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Watch us on Facebook Live. And hear us on WBOK1230.com.
Yo, turn it up. It's Gerod on the air, spitting truth in the booth. We ain't going nowhere. New Orleans City got us hard in the beat, but corruption creeping in, gotta take back the street. But corruption creeping in, gotta take back the street. From the French Quarter vibes to the Ninth Ward grind, he's the voice of the people, yo, he's one of a kind. Talking about the struggle, the hustle, the pain, but with each word he drops, he's bringing power to the game. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. Try to silence the truth, but he's loud and clear. From the bayou to the block, everyone can hear. Got the people united, it's a movement, no doubt. With his mic in hand, he's breaking all the clout. City eat the official scheming, yeah, they playing it slick. But Gerod's on the line and he's ready to kick. For the schools and the streets, he's fighting the fight. With a heart full of passion, he's igniting the night. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. From the jazz in the streets to the gumbo pot, he's the pulse of the city, giving all he's got. Together we rise, united we stand. With Gerod on the radio, we're taking back our land. So tune in, y'all, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it real, keep it loud, let's uplift this place. In the streets to the gumbo pot, he's the pulse of the city, giving all he's got. Together we rise, united we stand. With Gerod on the radio, we're taking back our land. So tune in, y'all, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it real, keep it loud, let's uplift this place. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. Yeah, tuning out, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it real, keep it loud, let's uplift this place. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. Yeah, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it loud, let's uplift this place. Yeah, yeah.
Was that it? I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna just leave it like that. I was trying to enjoy my hype song. That's all. I was just trying to enjoy my hype song. That's all.
You still can.
It was good. It was good. What's going on, good people? Welcome to Friday. Gerard Stevens with you. I tried my best. I did. I tried my best. I said, let me see if she's gonna be with us but she told me she got to go. She got to go and be a part of Zulu and getting her hair done, the nails done, getting dressed. And so she's a big part of the Big Shot crew for tonight because there's going to be a new one. Because for those of you that did not know, for 2025, Big Shot was Emil Bagnares, who is Suzette's husband. And today they're going to have the new Big Shot crew. So the old Big Shot crew got to be there. And she was the lady shot. So she had to go get ready. And I knew that's what was going to happen when she came in on Tuesday of this week. But she is going to surprise us next week as well and be with us on Tuesday of next week. For those of you that don't know what's going on for Tuesday of next week, let me be the first to tell you. Of course, we will have Dr. Shepard on Monday. Tuesday, we're going to have Ms. Bridget Collins, who is the attorney extraordinaire, along with, of course, our extraordinaire attorney, Suzette Bagnares. Ms. Collins is the attorney for Chad Cockerham. She will be here to have a conversation with us about what is going on with his case with NOPD and the OIG and all the other entities that seem to be making up stuff as we go. We will see, because I got to have a conversation about that today, and I really need y'all to pay attention. I really need y'all to pay attention. Well, what you mean, G? I'm going to tell you in a minute. Don't go nowhere. And then I got some other stuff that I'm going to vent today. So I'm hoping that you all are ready. You know, my mom told me a long time ago. Yeah, I'm using my mom in this one. She told me a long time ago. It's when you're doing something that's when everybody started talking about you. When you're not doing anything, people could care less. Well, apparently, this radio station and this show and this host seems to be the topic of conversation, along with several other folks, one being Jabari. Jabari, I know that you probably a topic of conversation. Some other folks like Suzette, myself, and those of you that call in. Because what's being said is by some little punk that call himself a social influencer, a couple of punks that's little social influencers, don't have no audience nowhere else, just got to get on Instagram. Because we got, Instagram, Facebook, we have listeners and supporters in all social medias, as well as our radio station. As a matter of fact, the little punk I was talking about used to work here. We had to tell him goodbye. And I think that a couple of other broadcast entities told him goodbye too, like one of the TV stations, this station, and a couple other places. So he couldn't do nothing but do his own thing. So it kind of put up there that, that we're giving out misinformation at this radio station. If anybody want to talk about misinformation, it was that dude that gave out plenty of information during the election and any other time. Now, here's where I'm going to tell you that and why I said it's apparently getting around that we're having these real tight conversations here at the radio station, and evidently they don't want us talking about certain people. And I mean, I don't have no problem saying I'm going to say it. They don't want us talking about the new mayor. Oh, Lord, you need to do this, you need to do that, and you just need to stop talking. Well, I'm sorry. Because your compadre, when we were talking, wanted me to go in on the former mayor and talk about her. And I wouldn't do it. So he got mad. And when he got mad, he said, I'm through with you. I'm talking about Mr. Red Bottoms. I'm just telling you, that's not misinformation either, by the way. So last night, I was minding my business, and most of those folks that are a part of the administration and, you know, want to be a part of the bougie crowd have gone up to D.C. for the D.C. Mardi Gras. I've been. I'm not talking about nobody. I've been. I'm part of that bougie crowd. I went, 2 years ago? I think 2 years ago. I had a great time. It was very nice. Very nice. But they gone up there, and as a matter of fact, I think that NOLA.com and a couple of other entities are pushing the fact that the mayor is meeting with Donald Trump. But I don't know if y'all got a chance to hear Donald Trump's conversation piece to the media today about meeting the mayor. We'll play it. Go to Instagram. It's all over Instagram. I'm like, wow. I wonder, did she know that he said that? Do I believe it? And I mean, in all fairness to the mayor, I got to tell you, I'm going to just be honest with you. I believe you before I believe him. I don't believe him. I don't believe you said what he said you said. So we'll play it so y'all can see what he said about the mayor. But here go the other part. Here go the other part. I get a telephone call last night. Is this Gerod? Gerod? So I know that whoever this was having a conversation, supposedly with me, but was around other people, letting other people know that I was calling. I said, you called me. I'm just returning your telephone call. What's up? I'm so disappointed in you. What? You need to stop having all these people come in on your show, and I thought you did a better job with vetting folks, and yada, 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 yada. And you need to stop spreading misinformation against Helena. This is the conversation. Now, I usually I react two different ways. The first way I try to react is your conversation is null and void to me. I don't even I'm not even going to give you an answer because you don't mean nothing to me. But I was in that mood last night, and the mood made me tell Angela Young, who was on the other end of that phone, who do you think that you are to call me to tell me anything about my job? Just because you are a part of a little administration and you think you important, you better stay in your place before you get cussed or you know what out. You don't mean nothing, not to me. You can't tell me nothing, not to me or anybody else. And just because you got my telephone number don't mean jack neither. So all of y'all that know her, you can tell her that I said it. I said what I said, and I meant what I said. How are you going to try to tell me anything? And you don't know what I said because you're not even here. So I started to say, well, tell me what I said. Tell me what I said, because you don't know. You going by whatever somebody else said, which makes you just as wrong. Vet your people, because them fools y'all got working for y'all, they is stupid. Them little influencers and all them, stupid. They don't know what a news station is. They are gossip. They gossip columns. And I think the people that we put on are professional. They know what they're talking about. And I can't control who calls in and asks questions. But I guess my question would be is, do you call the other radio stations and ask their hosts? Do you call the television stations and ask the news director on some of the stories that they put out? What make you think you can call me and ask me or tell me how disappointed you are? Please, I don't give a flying damn. Okay, I almost said it. Y'all just don't like nobody to question you. But here go the other part. So every other administration has what they call, and they make sure that they tell everybody who they are and what they are. Every other administration has to go through the scrutiny of hearing somebody say, oh, yeah, we're a watchdog group. And we say, oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, they not no watchdog group, but we are. We're watchdog, and we're going to question who's doing what. And if you don't like it, let me be the first to tell you from the hood, tough titty. The whole one. Tough titty. You can't be grown folks and give it out and can't take it. Because that's what y'all doing. You think everybody is supposed to agree with you on every little thing that you do. What world are y'all living in? Because I'm waiting for the genie to come out the bottle. Somebody please tell me about that man. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't even mind the man behind the curtain. But what world are you living in? Thinking that everybody, I don't care if they're on the radio, and the minute y'all do something bad, and we tell it, oh, you're giving out misinformation. Please tell me what I said that's misinformation. Because you all know that listen to this radio show that I'll be the first one to say, if I don't know it, I'll tell you, I don't know. We can find out, but I don't know. But I'm sick of this holier than thou attitude that you got, and you can end up being like the biggest hoe on the radio. And if that one fit for anybody, I'm talking about anybody. If that one fits you, then let it be you. I ain't calling no names. So if you call me and say, you called me a hoe, that means it fits you. But this ain't got nothing to do with somebody being right or somebody being wrong or you're all this and you're all that. This got everything to do with how much money you gonna get. And I hope that the mayor, Helena Moreno, understand what she got with her. Some of them ain't on your side. They about your money. They ain't about your business. And the minute you do something to piss them off, you're going to become enemy number one. Watch. But we have the right to question anything that is public domain, anything that seems to be the part of this administration. Wait a minute. Every other administration has had a watchdog or more. Why you can't have one? Because the other ones that have said that they're the watchdog, they daggone crickets. They ain't saying nothing. Well, let me bust that bubble right now. We are. And we got a whole lot more coming. Everybody take a break here. We'll come right back.
Missed a show? Want to hear that guest everyone's talking about? WBOK is now streaming on all your favorite podcast apps. Just search WBOK Media, hit download, share with a friend, and don't forget to rate your favorite shows 5 stars. Because when our voices are heard, our impact grows.
Hi, I'm Sidney Bartholomew. My wife Lisa and I are raising our 9-year-old daughter in Gentilly, where I grew up. I'm asking to represent you as Louisiana State Senator because as a builder and former athlete, I cannot sit on the sidelines. Our community has dealt with the same issues of a stagnant economy, the rising cost of insurance, and concerns over public safety. We just can't wait another 20 years. Vote for me, Sidney Bartholomew, number 2 on the ballot, and with your support, I will work to bring the resources we need from Baton Rouge home to District 3. Bring your crew and vote early starting Saturday, January 24th. I'm Sidney Bartholomew, and I approve this message. This message is paid for by Sidney Bartholomew for State Senate.
A careless driver can change your life in an instant. Do you know what to do or who to call? If you've been injured in a motor vehicle accident and do not have an attorney, call Auto Accident Help Desk for a free consultation. We can answer all of your questions and estimate the potential value of your case. Call Auto Accident Help Desk and connect with an expert personal injury attorney.
Call 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524.
Don't worry how to handle your medical bills, lost wages, and pain. We will get you the money you deserve.
They got me way more than the insurance company offered.
The consultation is free, and you do not pay any legal fees unless we win or settle your case. Make the smart call. If you've been injured in an auto accident, call Auto Accident Help Desk for a free legal consultation.
Call 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Have y'all heard Don Lemon got arrested last night? Did you hear that? Don Lemon got arrested at the Grammys last night. I was like, for what? They said the DOJ walked up in there and arrested him. I was like, uh-oh. Whoa. So, federal agents arrested Don Lemon over the Minnesota church protests, saying that 3 others were also arrested on charges that they had violated federal law during the demonstration this month, reviving a case that was rejected last week by a magistrate judge. I'm like, wait a minute. What are they doing that for? If it was just rejected last week. So let me read the whole article. It says, former CNN host Don Lemon has been arrested and will face federal charges after he entered a Minnesota church and filmed anti-immigration enforcement protesters as they disrupted the service. Lemon, now an independent journalist, was taken into custody by federal agents on Thursday, according to his lawyer, Abby Lowell. Don will fight these charges vigorously and thoroughly in court. The Department of Homeland Security, that spokesperson, said that Lemon is being charged with conspiracy to deprive rights and violation of the FACE Act by allegedly interfering in someone's First Amendment rights by force. The 59-year-old is due to appear in court later on Friday. So one of the first things that I wanted to do was see, what is the FACE Act? It is the freedom of access to clinic entrances, the Act of 1994, which is a U.S. federal law that prohibits the use of force, threat of force, or physical obstruction to injure, intimidate, or interfere with anyone obtaining or providing reproductive health services. And I'm like, wait a minute. This was a church. This wasn't a clinic. There must be some other penalties. Or it was enacted to protect abortion clinics. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, here it is again. Now let me get it right here from the U.S. Department of Justice, because they have it too as the freedom of access to clinic entrances and places of religious worship. Now remember, they're in a church, okay? So the special litigation section also enforces the civil provisions of the freedom of access to clinic entrances, and the act prohibits the use of threat of force and physical obstruction that injures, intimidates, or interferes with the person seeking to obtain or provide reproductive health services or to exercise the First Amendment right of religious freedom at a place of religious worship. So I'm trying to figure out, how did he violate these folks in church? Said it also prohibits intentional property damage of a facility providing reproductive health services or a place of religious worship. FACE authorizes the Attorney General to seek injunctive relief, statutory or compensatory damages, and civil penalties against individuals who engage in conduct that violates the act. Now, he just fought this last week, and they came back and said, gotcha, gonna do it again. So we'll hear more about this. I actually got to call my boy. I am not and don't have Don's number, but I'd love to get Don, since he is a Louisiana boy, to be able to part. And say, hey, do this. Come on in. Come on in. And let's have some conversation here. We'll see. We'll see. But I thought it was interesting that they went and got him at the red carpet. Another story from a local aspect here, which we seem to be, I guess more so than anything else, we are the conversation that everybody's following. And the number one conversation for this week on this show has been about Chad Cockerham, the senior officer and detective for NOPD, that all the news medias have written stories and put it on television and said that Chad has been fired from NOPD because that's what they said. That's what they said. So I have people that are pretty close to the situation that I check to make sure that we are on the right topic of conversation. And let me be the first to throw out here too, because I saw this first on, where did I see this first? I saw this first on Channel 6. Then I think I read on air the article that was written in NOLA.com. It's these things that make me ask the question, why are you asking me? Am I doing my due diligence when Chad ain't been fired? Hello? Is this thing on? You all have dragged this man's name through the mud. Y'all wrote articles. You done talked to the Inspector General. You done talked to some other folks. You done talked to some folks that don't have any clue about this case. You're having conversations with the chemistry teacher who made a comment and said, we don't need these types of officers on our police force. What type was that? Black? He ain't been fired. So I know plenty officers that have been fired before. One of the first things they do is take away your police powers, right? They send somebody to get their equipment, your phones, your radio, a vehicle, if you got one that belonged to the department, your badge. They strip you of police powers. Can somebody call Chad for me and call me back and let me know? Did they come to his house? Take his stuff? I say that to say this. If Chad, you listening, or anybody that know Chad, tell me, call him. Because I hope you sue the doo-doo out of him. Be like, no, not the doo-doo. Yeah, sue the doo-doo. And I can remember, and this wasn't too long ago, y'all gonna remember this, y'all gonna be like, oh yeah, we heard that. This would be the second time that reporter over there at Channel 6 then made a claim that ain't and said something that ain't. That means you're not doing your due diligence, because the first time she said it, she went on television and told everybody, oh, the jail is under federal lockdown. That feds done took it over. Standing out in the daggone lobbyway of the jail. Report live. Breaking news. They are taking over the jail. The feds weren't even there. We were like, where'd she get that information from? Somebody lying. Then the article, a whole article in NOLA.com. Detective and Senior Officer Chad Cockerham has been fired. What? He's been fired. What? What's wrong? You didn't hear me? He's been fired. They wrote that in the article. It made me say, whoever you all have entrusted in some of these news articles, are you writing them yourselves, checking up on the information, and seeing for yourself, or are you going by what somebody else says? Did you talk to the source? And who's your source? Who that is? That just my baby daddy. That just my baby. You remember that song? You remember that? My producer's like, come on, bro. You're not fired. There is a process that you got to go through. The whole process that you got to go through. Who putting this mess out? And y'all try to, and then the folks that's the worst are the ones that's calling me saying, "How dare you? How dare you put that stuff out there?" 99% of the time when I'm putting out stuff, I just need y'all to know. Y'all don't see it, but I usually have it in writing. I have the legal brief. I have the papers that's been filed. I just don't put it up on Facebook Live so y'all can't see it because I don't want nobody trying to see who gave him that, who wrote that, where did he get it from. Because that's what the world has come to. You're going to be a private investigator. Dude is not fired. Somebody that know Chad, call Chad and ask him for me. And then call me and let me know. Call Chad and ask. Say, bro, you fired or you not fired? Which one is it? And then y'all call Channel 6. 504-679-0600. And let them know there's a false story that they're airing that they need to rebuke. That Cassie Sherm, the reporter, has put that out there that he's been fired. That's the second time for her that I know of. That makes me say, girl, in the other market, you would have been fired. I don't know. New Nate.
Up, G.
What's
Now,
up?
what you want? What questions you want to answer? I'm gonna answer them for you.
All right.
Check this.
So did
I'm gonna answer them
Chad
for
get
you.
fired or no?
On the record, the chief said that, and on the record in the hearing they said that. But you're correct. They haven't collected none of his equipment, none of his shell, nothing like that. They said it on the record, and on the record they said that. But he has not received no paper, no paperwork, or nothing like that.
So
And
he's not fired.
I agree with you. He's not fired because they haven't gave him no documents or nothing. They
And then
just
the
said it
person
on
that was
record.
supposed to be on the hearing, which was the OIG, he has not produced any paperwork to show that he did anything wrong, correct?
That's right. That's right. And also, with the OIG, guess what I found out, Gerard?
What's that?
He tried to give this to the DA office, right? So the DA office asked him to produce the paperwork on Chad. And from a little bird, he didn't have none. So at the end of the day, they haven't produced nothing. But another thing is Cassie Sherman from Channel 6, her and the Inspector General, I have seen them 20 times in the restaurant, and I was wondering what was going on because Cassie Sherman did a story about a leaked document with 7 cops. Remember Gwen Nolan, how she treated the cops, and they had an investigation, and it was investigating me, want to know where the leaked document came from. But they never found out nothing because if somebody left it on my porch, I want to know who did it too, but how you want me to know? So Cassie Sherman is in the cahoots to take down black officers with the inspector general and this chemistry teacher that don't know 2 plus 2. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so at the end of the day, they're going on what Skip Gallagher said, but like I told you before on the show, why Skip is not investigating his partner that was over the evidence room that stole the coke and the weed when they blamed it on the little mice and the rats.
Right.
And we found out who the cokehead was. It was the man who was Skip Gallagher's best friend, stealing the coke, stealing the dope, and everything out the evidence room, and they blamed it on the rats. But at the end of the day, they have not gave Chad officially no paperwork. They have not came collect the equipment or nothing. But my thing is this. Since you, Suzette, and other people got on WBOK, I think they trying to shift out this. You know what I'm saying? That's just my personal opinion. I think they're trying to figure a way out because the police chief made a boo-boo. She said he was dishonest. She said he was untruthful. But we know this guy for 20 years have took down gangs, took down major people, and has been with certain investigations.
And
so
they
she
already
put all that
reported
at
that he's
risk.
a part of that FBI task force. FBI don't accept nobody that don't have no clean record. I'm sorry.
That's right. So you're correct, Gerard. He don't have no paperwork. He don't know nothing. But they said it in there, but they have not collected nothing. To me, he's not fired because you haven't presented him with no documents or nothing.
And doesn't he have an appeal?
Yes, he got an appeal process. But like you say, those sources have met with the Tom Picayune, Skip Gallagher, the Inspector General, Cassie at Channel 6, and everything, and they came to their own conclusion and then wrote the story like they wanted to. For instance, if the police chief is the complainant, why was she sitting in the interview while Chad was being interviewed?
Right.
At the end of the day? That shows you there's a setup somewhere, and they didn't give him due process, so we don't know what's going on. But my problem
what they're
is...
telling me, though, Noonan, what they're telling me is the reason that she is the complainant and also signed off on the report was the fact that the folks in PIB are saying that there's nothing there. Now they can't really talk, but they're saying there was nothing really there, and they don't want to sign it because they haven't seen it and they can't find nothing, and she's pushing them to do so. So he said, you know what? Instead of us signing off on it as the complaint or whatever, you do it. So she signed off on it.
Yep. And then my other thing was I listened to Skip Gallagher, the chemistry teacher. He acted like he have a complex against black people because he said, we don't need one of them on the force, and we don't need people like them. Mm-hmm. So what are you meaning? Because at the end of the day, whether you're saying he's right or wrong, Chad is a black officer. So when you're saying them and you're saying we don't need them on there, that's like offensive to me because I think you're talking about black cops.
Right. Yeah.
You know, but that's where it's at, Gerard. You know, they haven't took nothing from him. He haven't received no official letter or nothing, you know. And like I told you, the little bird told me that the inspector general went to the DA office and they told him, hey, we don't see nothing here. Produce the evidence. So he didn't have evidence, and he got mad with the DA office.
Wow. Because he don't have no evidence. Right. Okay.
You know, they told him they couldn't get him. So I just wanted to clear that up for you because I didn't talk to Chad, but I talked, you know, we got sources that they want to know who we.
I'm trying to find people that know Chad. I'm trying to find people that know Chad that see if they can call him and then call me and let me know. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, I think we lost him.
Gerard?
Yeah, I'm here. You here? Yeah.
Hello?
Noonan, call me back. Call me back. Let's take the break. We'll take the break. We'll come back. Noonan, call me back. All right, more coming up in a minute, y'all. Everybody hold tight.
New Orleans. Are you ready for a voice that says what you're thinking? Who that, you might ask? Arrington Gavin. That's right, I'm your guy, host of the Arrington Gavin Show, giving you so much filled with bold opinions, real conversations, and zero sugarcoating. We're going to be diving into the issues that matter: politics, pop culture, and all the above, unfiltered and unafraid. Catch the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., Monday through Fridays, right here on WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about.
Hi, I'm Sidney Bartholomew. My wife Lisa and I are raising our 9-year-old daughter in Gentilly, where I grew up. I'm asking to represent you as Louisiana State Senator because as a builder and former athlete, I cannot sit on the sidelines. Our community has dealt with the same issues of a stagnant economy, the rising cost of insurance, and concerns over public safety. We just can't wait another 20 years. Vote for me, Sidney Bartholomew, number 2 on the ballot. And with your support, I will work to bring the resources we need from Baton Rouge home to District 3. Bring your crew and vote early starting Saturday, January 24th. I'm Sidney Bartholomew, and I approve this message. This message is paid for by Sidney Bartholomew for State Senate.
Meet Leanna, a part-time chef and full-time mom. In the past, Leanna didn't have health insurance because she didn't think she could afford it. What she didn't realize is she qualified for Medicaid. She loves the coverage and peace of mind that comes with high-quality care. The kind of care you get with Healthy Blue. This is Medicaid, and it's for more people than you think. Maybe even you. To see if you qualify, go to myhealthybluela.com.
This is The Law in Your Legacy. I'm attorney Pete Hamilton.
I'm attorney Ryan Hamilton. Losing a loved one is tough enough. Do you really want your family dealing with court battles and paperwork on top of it?
Whether you choose a will or a trust, think ahead. Take care of your family. Let them focus on healing instead of headaches. This is not legal advice. That's just a tip brought to you by Liberty Bank and Trust. For more information, go to libertybank.net or contact us at 504-915-5016.
Transform your bathroom with the beautiful quality of Bath Planet. As a trusted leader in bathroom renovation, Bath Planet has earned the Good Housekeeping seal, a symbol of quality and consumer confidence for over 100 years. Get half off installation or 18 months with no interest and no payments. Whether it's tub replacement, a shower replacement, or a tub-to-shower conversion, Bath Planet makes your custom bath fast, easy, and affordable. Here's how it works. 1. Call to schedule your free, no-obligation consultation. 2. Our design experts come to you with real samples to customize your dream bath. 3. Our certified installers complete the transformation in as little as 1 day. And right now, for a limited time, you can upgrade your bathroom for 50% off installation or choose 18 months with no interest and no payments. But you need to call now. This special offer is only available by calling 800-981-8177. That's 800-981-8177. Call 800-981-8177 right now before the offer ends.
From Gentilly to New Orleans East, WBOK is what New Orleans is talking about. WBOK.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. Noonie, you with me again? I'm sorry, something's going on with the phone.
That's all right, Gerard. The phone hung up. But, yeah, like I was saying, there's so much going on with this NOPD, you know. Just like a young lady did a video. She was a civilian working there, and she was talking about all the nepotism, how they just writing reports, throwing them any kind of way up, talking about all kind of violations going on with the NOPD. And it's a disgrace. But what get me the most, Gerard, about this NOPD is how can somebody make an anonymous complaint or be a whistleblower and being retaliated against?
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
They went to the IEP. Then what people ain't talking about, we got an Inspector General behaving like Leon Canizero, because remember when he did the fake subpoenas and the fake warrants? Well, we got an Inspector General doing that. He gave an administrative warrant, and they didn't even have a judge's signature name, and he's taking and garnering police's IPs, Facebook, and everything without nothing. So we got a Leon Canizero on our hand right again, Gerard.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't
it's
understand how you can tell somebody to call in anonymously, and yet they're doing something to me, I think, that just kicks all of that out of the door, because you're trying to find who is sending in an anonymous complaint Be like that in itself should be a violation because you're trying to find somebody's anonymous complaint by
That's right.
tracking their IP address.
That's right. And they got some cops I know that want to make some calls, right? Saying that the cops are corrupt and they're just rigging stuff up and they're abusing their power and everything. We want to be safe in the city of New Orleans, but these cops want to speak out. But guess what they told me, Gerard? Why should I speak out when the Inspector General is going to come after me, or Ann Kirkpatrick, if I give them an anonymous tip or blow the whistle? So they say we got a family at the end of the day, and we got to think about that because they'll take our job, and we've been on here, the force years, so they're attacking, retaliating. So a lot of cops want to speak out, but they are scared to speak out because at the end of the day, they're being intimidated, they're being bullied, and they're being treated any kind of way. And when you are guarding people private stuff without a warrant, without that, Gerard, you got to think those people not going to speak out.
I just think that, if you're trying to tell folks that you're doing something anonymously,
That's right.
And they should trust you that you're doing something anonymously. And we're finding out through this case that you're going and tracking people's IP address so that you can find out who sent in an anonymous complaint. I think that violates the people's trust.
That do. And then you're retaliating against them.
Yep.
You're coming at them any kind of way, writing them up for anything. And let's be real. People don't want to talk about it. The force is 80% African American. So who are they attacking? The black officers who's speaking up. The white officers is not going through this. You see what I'm saying? And people want to talk about BOP Police Association, but BOP is not treated like the Pando Association. Let's be real. It's not treated like that. And so BOP, somebody said BOP is weak. It's not that they're weak. It's that the police chief and Pando has weakened BOP powers. So at the end of the day, they BOP really in a position where they can't stand for these officers, And at the end of the day, I think it's an invasion of privacy. I think it's malfeasance in office, and maybe obstruction of justice in office by the police chief, because Ann Kirkpatrick, she knows what she's doing, and we know she got a history in what that is, California and 2 other cities where she came from, doing the same thing.
Yeah. So I actually have something today that we're going to play on the air. I know a lot of folks are not ready for this one. So
I know, and I think I got a whiff of it, and I can't wait to hear it. So
they ain't not ready for this one because they did not even know that this existed. But we're gonna play it.
All right, thank you, Gerard.
All right, new name. We'll holler in a minute.
All
right. What you say, Mr. Buddy? Mr. Buddy? We missed him? All right, you can call back. So I guess we're getting people pissed off at us because we're questioning. We questioning them. How dare you? How dare you question the folks? Listen, y'all think about something for a minute, and I really want you to think hard on this one. Y'all think about the number of employees that are career employees that work their butt off for years in City Hall, but yet their income is somewhere between $30,000-$40,000, maybe 50. Okay, we'll go 50. And they're telling you that 10% of your income has got to be furloughed. You have to take days off and not get paid. You're getting furloughed because of this budget crisis. Now that's not what I'm criticizing. I'm criticizing the fact that, okay, You're telling me that. And then you come back and say, oh, and by the way, we're going to get furloughed too. We're going to do the same thing. I was talking to one of my buddies yesterday about this, and he said the same thing I said. I said, if I made $280,000 a year, and somebody told me that we needed to take 10% of your salary, okay. That don't mean jack to me. You taking 10% of $280,000. All right, cool. I'm still making over $200,000. But if I'm making 30 or 40 and you taking 10%, that's a hit. Think about that for a minute. We got more coming up. Boy, I'm telling you, boy, this is gonna blow some folks away when we play this in the 5 o'clock hour. All my numbers getting ready to go up there, and Iron. Watch the numbers, they're going to go up. Everybody getting ready to listen. They calling folks right now. He getting ready to play something on that. Y'all, I am. I'm getting ready to play it. Get ready. News is next, right here on WBOK.
Campus of Xavier University. WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
I'm Bree Wood with BIN News Now. New York City police are investigating a car crash as a hate crime after a driver repeatedly rammed his car into a Jewish organization in Brooklyn. Here's New York City Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch.
The bomb squad has responded to the scene and conducted a full sweep of the vehicle. The car has been cleared and no explosive devices were found.
No one was hurt and officers on site arrested the suspect. Luxury brand Hermes is under fire after reports claim the brand used customer data, including home addresses and buying history, to decide who can purchase a Birkin bag. The alleged vetting process has sparked backlash, with critics calling it elitist and invasive. And Lena Waithe, the Emmy-winning creator of The Chi, is debuting a new play called Serenity at Baltimore Center Stage on February 12th. The three-character drama explores relationships and humanity. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. As we get ready for this weekend, let me go ahead on and get you ready for some cold weather. Y'all know this is going to end up being like the second wind, pardon the pun, of the reach down cold that's coming from up north. And they're saying that it's going to be worse. The cold is going to be worse this weekend than what we have experienced this past week. We're hoping that everybody is going to be, because I know they got it up north. I mean up north. I'm talking about North Louisiana. They got it bad. Thank God we didn't get that here, because I don't know if we could have survived. We don't know how to act when they got ice all over the road, all over the electrical lines. We don't know what to do. But if by any chance we get some detrimental type of weather, we want to make sure that you're okay. Make sure that you have your food and everything that you need, so you don't have to keep going back and forth and get out in this cold weather. Make sure that if you have a fireplace and you're going to use it, make sure that there's not going to be any type of carbon monoxide poisoning that could, put you to sleep at one point and you don't wake up. And make sure that if you have space heaters and things of that sort, that you are checking them before you start using them. Go to the store today and get you a $25 or $20 little monitor, carbon monoxide monitor. put some batteries in it, and use it in your house. It will alarm you when there is carbon monoxide poisoning escaping in the air. Do it today. The life you save could be your own, and we don't want to be talking about anything of that sort, especially with people, because I'm noticing again that we're turning on the news and we see every day now there's a house fire. Oh, somebody's house burnt down. And it's usually one of us. Please, y'all, just do the right thing. Make sure you are doing your due diligence to get your fire stuff taken care of. Your heater, your fireplace, your food, your carbon monoxide button so that you'll have the monitor. Do what you need to do. Also, today was not a good day for the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's deputies and the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office. Our condolences are going to go out to one of their own, the Jefferson Parish deputy that was killed in a motorcycle crash in Holly Grove. The crash happened in the 9200 block of Airline Highway about 11:40 this morning. According to NOPD Superintendent Ann Kirkpatrick, the deputy was riding a motorcycle during a funeral procession. Police were able to determine that while stopping traffic and coming to a stop in the roadway as part of the procession, the deputy was hit from behind by another car. The deputy was transported to a local hospital where he was pronounced dead. The driver was also transported to the hospital for treatment, and the deputy was a 16-year veteran of the department and leaves behind a wife and 2 kids. And he has not yet been identified. We'll probably know that later on today. But our condolences go out to all the men and women at the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office and to this officer's family. And we'll find out more as the day goes on. Please pay attention to that and give them your prayers. You hate to hear that. You hate to hear these things happening, especially in our community when it's that bad. Well, let's do something here. And I want everybody to understand we have the right, and I'll probably say this a couple of more times before we get off the air today. We have the right to question anyone. We have the right to bring stories to the table and ask questions, just like any other news agency. Just because I know you or know of you and you know of me, because this ain't no big town, this ain't no big city, this is probably the biggest little city that you ever live in, doesn't necessarily mean that I can't ask questions. We have the right and ask these questions, whether it is the former mayor, the new mayor, the former city council, the new city council, or anyone between, to do the comparisons when something is happening. And so us doing due diligence, research, bringing up things that we seem to happen before and see the likeness of what's happening now. You've probably heard the name Chad Cockerham more this week than anybody. Chad probably became a very famous man this week. He walked into the store. Hey, you Chad, huh? I'm sorry, Chad. But When you hear of what has happened with his position, what he did or what he didn't do, it seems a little strange. So strange to the point where you start wondering why. And you start paying attention to all the intricacies of how this happens, right? How about if I tell you, and I'm being honest here. How about if I tell you that this is not the first time something of this sort has happened with the leadership of the NOPD? I'm talking about Ms. Kirkpatrick. How about if I tell you that this sounds like, could be, probably is, allegedly part of your MO? All right, let's take a listen to Spokane, Washington, and their newscast on television. Let's go, Myron.
Today came against the city and police chief Ann Kirkpatrick. Jurors siding with a former police detective on a wrongful termination suit.
Jay Maring claimed Chief Kirkpatrick violated his civil rights when she declared him unfit for duty. Maring was awarded just more than $700,000. KXY4's Aaron Luna joins us live. And Aaron, the jury was fairly clear on their decision.
Yeah, Mike and Nadine, the jury ruled in Maring's favor on 12 questions asked in this case. This brings an end to the allegations and the back and forth between himself and Chief Kirkpatrick. In 2007, Chief Kirkpatrick fired Detective Jay Maring. At the time, Maring was being investigated for threats to kill his wife. As it turns out, investigators cleared Maring of any wrongdoing, and he went back to the force. But he also brought a wrongful termination lawsuit against the chief with him.
She claimed he was suicidal, homicidal, and dangerous, and she did it without a lick of evidence to do it.
Maring's lawyer, Bob Dunn, says that's when Chief Kirkpatrick declared him unfit for duty. In court today, jurors sided with Maring. In all 12 questions, jurors answered yes, Maring's rights were violated.
Unequivocally, the most important thing that this jury did was to answer yes on the issue of punitive damages.
Those damages totaled $250,000. In all, the jury awarded Maring just over $700,000. The city says they're considering their next move.
Basically, we're looking at our options, and we do expect to appeal this decision.
Dunn says this is simply a case of a chief trying to make a name for herself.
She was planning on using Spokane as a stepping stone in her career to move on to another place.
However, the city says it's just business.
The chief has, in this case and in others, really worked hard to hold officers accountable.
If the city's appeal fails, Chief Kirkpatrick could be on the line for that $250,000.
It would be my expectation that we would cover the chief's exposure there.
Now Dunn says Maring is looking to start fresh.
For him, it was about the fact that he had his rights violated. He wants to go back to work as a police officer. And the whole notion of this lawsuit now gets to be put behind him so he can move on with his career.
If Maring continues his career here in Spokane, that's a question that only time will answer. Reporting on the KXOY Skydeck, I'm Aaron Luna.
Sounds interesting. Sounds interesting. Interesting. I'm hoping that you all see the likeness of when this happened here. You're saying somebody did something that they may not have done, and the attorney said, you don't have a lick of evidence. And we're saying, where's the evidence here with Chad? None. Doesn't make you go, what in the world? Because it makes me ask the question, please show us this evidence. Because we all want to see it. We want to see it. And if you can't produce it, then I think, personally, that there should be some consequences. And I'm hoping that, I hope that they're listening from the law office. I think there should be some consequences, not only those consequences from the chief, but I would say your cohort that's also signing off on this and using his ratings, looking at who he is. I'm talking about the OIG. You're supposed to be able to have compelling evidence to say that something is wrong here. And you don't. What I see are violations of policemen's Bill of Rights, number one. But I also see something that's a violation to me, to the people's knowledge, saying that you all are investigating IP addresses. So let's say that you, Mr. Joe Blow, Miss Joe Blow, whoever you are that's listening right now, let's say you wanted to file a complaint and you wanted to do it anonymously. Whether it's something that you wanted to tell, whether you wanted to send it to Crime Stoppers anonymously or whatever. What the OIG is telling you is that they went back and went through IP addresses on the reciprocal end of anonymous complaints. And whoever's IP address that is, they're going to find you. So let's say you don't want to get wrapped up into a whole bunch of mess and you send something in anonymously. My question then is it anonymously? If y'all are there going to violate the people's trust and going back and finding IP addresses. Don't make no sense. As y'all are trying to find out some of these folks that are killing people, that are doing different deeds, Crime Stoppers, all this other stuff, now I'm listening and saying, I'm not sending you nothing. Well, why not? Because y'all violating my the stuff that y'all said y'all were going to do. Yep. Interesting. And I don't think that your police department is thinking, because this man that you're saying, oh, he's not cooperative and he's not doing this and he's... Let me ask you a question. And no, don't tell nobody that I told you this. Don't tell nobody, all right? This is just me and you talking. So listen to me good. Listen to me good. You can answer. So I'm going to put myself in a scenario with you. How about if I told you that I'm going to get you, and the way that I'm going to get you is seeing if you on the computer typing and seeing if you sent something in, did it come from your computer, whatever. And I told you that. would you send anything anonymously? If I can find out who you are by your IP address. I just don't think it'll happen. All right, here's another one. How about somebody said that this guy, now this is the rumor that's going on. That's why I'm trying to get the district attorney to confirm this for me. How about if somebody told you that this guy is one of your main guys because he's responsible for at least 100 cases of criminals, from people that need to be convicted, people that might be convicted. Let me say that can allegedly be convicted for the crimes that they've done, and they're saying to the district attorney, because the district attorney, this is your witness now. They're saying to the district attorney that this guy is not truthful. What did you just create? You just created 100 problems with one slip of the tongue. What? You just created 100 problems with one slip of the tongue. Because if I'm a defense attorney, I'm salivating right now because I'm going to put your witness on the stand, the detective. And when I put him on the stand, the first question is not going to be about the case. First question is going to be about you. Hey, they told me you are a problem. You got charged with untruthfulness. So we can't believe nothing you say then, right? What the judge and jury going to say? Innocent. Then we let murderers and anybody else that could have done these issues go free without even presenting the real evidence. So I called district attorney. I told him I need to talk to him about this because I know they're going, what? And that's not even including the federal cases. You just created 100 or more problems with one slip of the tongue. And you got your Bobo right beside you saying, yeah, I'm going to create a whole bunch of other stuff because I wanted to read the OIG's report, but they don't have anything. Oh, well. More coming up, y'all. Everybody hold tight.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, brought to you by Lowe's.com. The arrow is pointing up for women's sports and is starting to attract the attention of investors looking to break into the sports world. Melody Hobson is co-CEO and president of Black-owned Wall Street firm Ariel Investments and is part of a new venture there called Project Level. It's dedicated to investing in women's sports. On stage recently at a Bloomberg event, Hobson says she sees investing in women's sports similarly to how she sees investing in small-cap companies.
Smaller companies tend to grow faster, and we say the big guys, it's going to be harder to grow the way they've grown in the past. But the women have a big trajectory of growth in front of them. So this is where value meets growth.
The big guys she refers to are men's sports franchises. Hobson feels getting in on women's sports now could lead to big wins for investors down the road. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner. I'm the Black Business Beat.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. That's 800-917-8730.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
In plain view for all to see, during a peaceful protest in Minneapolis, Minnesota, they gunned down a helpless man in broad daylight and then attempted to tell us that we didn't see what we saw. In fact, we sure as hell did see Border Patrol police slam VA nurse Alex Preddy to the ground, gang up on him like a pack of wild rabid dogs, beat and shoot him to death after they disarmed him. Preddy, a U.S. citizen, was not a threat. Video recording showed him only attempting to help an unidentified woman who was being thrown around by the Border Patrol goons like she was a rag doll. Preddy had been recording the incident with his cell phone. While Preddy lay dying, the Trump administration, without empathy or sensitivity regarding the tragedy and prior to an investigation, immediately began spreading the false narrative that Preddy approached the officers with a gun in his hand with intent to harm law enforcement. The video of the encounter clearly shows that Preddy was holding a phone, not a gun. The officers did find a gun in his waistband. It's not against the law to carry a concealed handgun in Minnesota if you have a license. There's no evidence that he ever reached for the weapon, which incidentally was already in police custody before they shot him. This was the second fatal shooting by immigration police, who 3 weeks earlier shot and killed 37-year-old Renee Good, also a U.S. citizen. She was shot inside her car as she tried to drive away from Border Patrol. The White House called the deadly shooting justifiable, alleging she attempted to run over the officers. The video tells a different story. Both tragedies have drawn widespread outrage, with citizens and lawmakers from both sides of the aisle calling for an investigation. The two shooters involved in the killing of the VA nurse have now been placed on leave. Gregory Bovino, the man heading Border Patrol, has been removed from his position. There are also calls for the resignation of Homeland Security Chief Kristi Noem. This crisis, ladies and gentlemen, demonstrates the dangerous situation faced by all of us at the hands of an incompetent, mendacious White House administration that would seemingly run a mile to tell a lie rather than just walk across the street to tell the truth. 2 innocent people are dead, a nation grieves, many of us are angry, even some Republicans are fed up. Maybe it's time to put a stop to this deadly foolishness perpetrated by thugs wearing masks, masquerading as law enforcement. This is Norman Robinson, Off the Top.
That's right. It's party time each and every Sunday night at 7 p.m. on WBOK. It's the Throwback Throwdown with DJ Wick as he brings you the best in old school from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and the early 2Ks. Plus, the party goes to another level at 9 p.m. with the Throwback Throwdown Party Mix to round out the night. It's the Throwback Throwdown Sunday nights at 7 p.m. on WBOK and on the World Wide Web at WBOK1230.com.
Hi, I'm Sidney Bartholomew. My wife Lisa and I are raising our 9-year-old daughter in Gentilly, where I grew up. I'm asking to represent you as Louisiana State Senator because as a builder and former athlete, I cannot sit on the sidelines. Our community has dealt with the same issues of a stagnant economy, the rising cost of insurance, and concerns over public safety. We just can't wait another 20 years. Vote for me, Sidney Bartholomew, number 2 on the ballot, and with your support, I will work to bring the resources we need from Baton Rouge home to District 3. Bring your crew and vote early starting Saturday, January 24th. I'm Sidney Bartholomew, and I approve this message. This message is paid for by Sidney Bartholomew for State Senate.
Meet Leanna, a part-time chef and full-time mom. In the past, Leanna didn't have health insurance because she didn't think she could afford it. What she didn't realize is she qualified for Medicaid. She loves the coverage and peace of mind that comes with high-quality care. The kind of care you get with Healthy Blue. This is Medicaid, and it's for more people than you think. Maybe even you. To see if you qualify, go to myhealthybluela.com.
Hi, I'm Imani Godin, founder of Godance. Godance is a nonprofit interdisciplinary dance organization rooted in New Orleans, providing access to dance education and sustainable, wellness-centered art practices. Right now, you can be a part of this work by participating in our Key to Your Heart house raffle. Our programs are open, inclusive, and community-centered, supporting artists, students, and creatives at every stage. Your involvement helps expand access, education, and opportunity for artists of all ages. To learn more and get involved, visit Godance, GAUDANSE.org.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks. Welcome back. Welcome back. Gerard Stevens with you. On a positive note today, I probably need to do a whole bunch of other positive stuff with all the crap that's happening in the world today. On a positive note today, I got a chance to invite 120 kids. That was Barry Wright, the owner, he and Miss Millie, the owners of the Vault Nola over at Villette Street in Algiers Point. We got a chance to invite 120 kids from the system, not just one school. It was all the different schools, from the babies all the way to the high schoolers. They came over to the Vault Nola. We fed them and we sat down and talked to them. And as I was talking to Barry was like, man, we got to have some folks that's going to come and talk to these kids. And one of the names that both of us were like, well, we know who we got to get to come over there and have some conversation. And I wanted to thank her publicly because of the fact that I sent her a text message and she did not say, what? Or you got to be kidding me. What I'm going to talk about? Da, 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 da. She said, what time? And then sent me another text message that said, I'm in. She's family here, of course, and she'll always be family here. And would y'all please say hello to that lady is a bad mother. Shut your mouth. That's Dr. Wyatt. What you say, Dr. Wyatt?
Hey, Gerard. How y'all doing? How you doing, Gerard?
Yes, indeed. What an intro, huh? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, you might have to be my hype man.
That's right. I told you I can hype it up for you. Thank you so much. I was sitting back when you were talking today with those kids from Inspire, and there was not one person that was not paying attention to what you said, because what came out of your mouth was real. And those kids felt that. I felt it. Now, one of the young ladies that was sitting on one of the tables, she was like, yes, indeed. She came from where? And she's what? I said, yeah. She was like, wow. So how did that come about? What did you say to them? What you thought was going to be something that they could take home with them?
Well, I typically speak from my heart. When I speak, there's like, I don't even know what I'm going to say until I stand in front of the students and I speak. But I think it's important to allow students and children and young folk to know that it's not necessarily where you come from that defines you. It's where you come from, partner with where you're trying to go and how you try to get there that matters. And I am always thankful of my circumstance, because if it were not for my upbringing, I do not think that I could ever present the way that I present. I needed that struggle. I needed those lessons to be able to then build me into who I am today. But the other important thing that I said to them that I also think is important is I always ask God to protect me from myself.
That was my next question, because I think you repeated that twice, was I asked God to protect me from myself.
Yes,
I thought that was profound.
Yes, because I do come from some circumstances where that were very traumatic, and I still struggle with some of those trauma responses still to this very day because I'm very protective of myself because a lot about my upbringing I felt unprotected. And so even in my adult life, things have happened to me that I felt and still feel that there was a lack of protection for me. So my goal in this life, my purpose in this life is to protect children. And if I can do that, I feel like it heals and protects the younger version of myself. And I think for me, that is what connects me to the work. But oftentimes my emotion, those trauma responses can get in the way of the progress that I know I can make, and it could get in front of the purpose that I know God has for my life. So I always pray often that God protects me from myself. Yes.
Yeah. So let me get in your business just for a minute here, because I think this is
Yes.
important that folks know this too. With you being over at Southern University of New Orleans, in your position, you are also responsible for increasing the roles, getting more folks that are coming over to the
Yes.
school to get educated. How is that going?
I mean, it's going well. I am under the leadership of Senator Dr. Joseph Bowie, whose stewardship I am very, very grateful for. And so it is his vision and it is his charge that I absolutely show up every day to honor. And so I feel very proud to be in this role. Admissions and enrollment, we're increasing system wide. So it's really, really going well. There's a lot of streamlining that's going on with Southern University, but it's in the best interest of the institution, and it's under the leadership of someone that I absolutely admire and I respect. And it is with that honor and respect that I show up every day to try to do this work and do so on behalf of the students who are in my charge. I'm the Vice Chancellor of Enrollment Management and Student Success. So I'm really the Vice Chancellor for students. I couldn't have dreamed of a better job for myself.
Right.
And like I told the students, it's not a job that I was looking for. It's a door that God opened, and he brought me to it, and I see to it. I hope and pray that he sees to it, that he sees me through it. And that's just what it is for me. So I'm honored. We're moving in direction at Southern University at New Orleans, and if you're within earshot of me and you want to grow academically, I would hope that you would come over to 6400 Press Drive and enroll today. We have an evening and weekend college that is absolutely doing amazing under the leadership of Dr. Cook, who is our Vice Chancellor of Academic Affairs. And so wonderful things are happening on Press Drive. And so y'all should come over and see, have our chancellor on, have our vice chancellors on, and hear of all the wonderful things that are going on. But we're growing, and if you want to grow with us, come see us.
And Dr. White, as far as students are concerned, you didn't say age with students. You're saying students. Students could be grown folks too, right?
Absolutely. We take great pride in reaching out to our, what we call non-traditional students. So it's folk who have full-time jobs. They're full-time parents. That's why the evening and weekend college is so important. So it doesn't typically have to be the 17-year-old coming out of college. We welcome those students, absolutely, but we also open our doors to our non-traditional population. So if you're that parent who put your education off so that you can support your children and now you're ready, come on over. If you're that person who has a full-time job, but you need that extra boost to probably get that promotion you're looking for, come see us. And so we welcome everyone who wants to do better with themselves, no matter the circumstances. All you have to do is apply and let us do the rest.
All right. So can they call you?
They absolutely can. My office number is 504-286-5040. And if you want to see me in person, you can come to 6400 Press Drive. I'm in the Bashful building, the administration building, room 201.
Very good. I just wanted to thank you personally because
Absolutely.
you didn't
Thank
say you didn't say, gee, let me think about it. I get back with you, nothing like that. You just sent me back a text message that I am in.
I am in. I mean, listen, anytime children are in the conversation, Dr. Wyatt will be listening. And so for me, I know that this is purpose work for me. And anytime I can show up on behalf of students, you don't have to ask me twice. And plus, I didn't hesitate to call in because I also love WBOK. I love the listening audience. I miss it. I miss my super producer, Nara Sanders. And I love the viewers and everybody who supports me. I love y'all and I thank y'all. And it's because of WBOK, I believe, that kind of helped also raise the brand visibility of Dr. Ashanta White, and I'm forever grateful. So shout out to Equity Media and all of the folk who make that possible. So thank you, G, for having me. I appreciate it.
Dr. White, thank you so much for what you do. Keep it up. We're going to call some more because I know that this was not the last of those types of conversations with these kids. And I do think that you had them spellbound for the entire time that you were there. So thank you for what you do. what you're doing over at Suno, and, of course, being the person that you are. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate you.
I'll talk to you
Bye.
soon, dear. Thank you again. All right, bye-bye. Galloway.
What's going on, Brother Gerard?
You the man.
Oh, no, man. I'm colder than a polar bear toenails today.
That's all right,
And,
boy. At least you got your toes and you ain't got no blue feet. Nah.
First of all, shout out to Dr. Wyatt, man. I'm glad she came on before I spoke, man. And she's such an inspiration, and God bless her. But Gerard, I know you said you're going to get around to play it, but before I talk about your mayor, I want to tell folks, please protect black journalists. Please. What's going on in this country right now, this is a dictatorship. Only dictators demand that journalists be arrested. The first thing they do is take away your information. If you're going to arrest these black journalists for going to report on a riot or protest or whatever you want to call it, and you don't arrest nobody else except the black ones, what do you call that? So protect black journalism and protect black media.
We're just getting to, I'm looking up at, and I know people keep wondering what I'm looking at, but I'm looking up because we got a big old 65-inch television up in here, and I'm looking at CNN, and they just report the fact that they just released Don Lemon.
Yes. This is crazy. So if I go report on something, you're going to arrest me. If it's in the setting that you don't want me to be, whether it's a church, who's to say they won't do it in the city hall? Who's to say they won't do it in the Capitol building, the state building?
Right.
So and they only talking black journalists. Brother, you ain't popping unless you got haters. Them kids taught me that. So at WBOK, the reality check, you and Wick, y'all popping like 1984 breakdancers. Hello, Turbo and Ozone. Keep doing what you're doing, brother.
Yeah, we got plenty of haters. It look like we got more, but I thank them for even posting and talking about it and putting it all over their social media for their listeners. Because the only thing they doing is getting them and giving me props so that they can come over here and listen to what we talk about.
And they might keep listening. You might want to learn something, Reggie and JD. I ain't afraid to call y'all. Because, see, y'all been sending them little fake messages trying to get me to accept your friend request. No.
Are they sending you messages now?
Oh, yeah. Well, them two clowns, they've been mad at me because I told them that they was puppets for that woman. They've been puppets for Helena for years. And you got to remember, every time a black person used to get on TV and say how hard their life was or something was going on, Helena would run down there with money, and JD and Reggie would be right behind her. I said, if Stephanie Fetchit ain't behind her. This go back 3-4 years, man. Them dudes that blocked me off their social media. I don't care about them dudes, man. But since your mayor want to go up to Washington, D.C., and all these people saying it's just a clip, why hasn't she refuted anything that Donald Trump said about her? But I want to go further deeper than that.
Well, Donald Trump basically made a news conference saying that Helena thanked him. I'm gonna sound like I'm taking up for Helena on this one, but Donald Trump sat down in his Oval Office and said that Helena thanked him for bringing ICE to the city, and it basically made all the crime go away. I'm like, is he paying attention to all the crime that's happening here? So I don't think that Helena Moreno said that to Donald Trump.
Brother Gerard, if she didn't say that to Donald Trump, why is she put on a press conference right now and refuted every word that he said? Some truth into what she said to him.
Mm-hmm.
I told you I do not trust this lady. She want to talk about such a good job. Right now, in New Orleans, we've talked about this before, but I'm going to give it to you again. The median income for black families is $36,251. Median income for white people is $93,556.
Mm-hmm.
That's a $56 differential. So what are you really praising Donald Trump for? Black unemployment is at 7.5%. Are you praising Donald Trump because 300,000 black women lost their job? Black people, y'all better wake up. This woman, in my opinion only, I'm speaking for myself, That woman is up there selling off New Orleans, piece by piece. With whatever she told Donald Trump, you might want to watch whenever she decides to come back. Watch some investors start coming down here, start buying stuff, and start making properties and all this other stuff. This lady is no good to be for anyone, I should say. But I want to ask, where's Cedric and where's Troy and where are those black ministers? Y'all all stood behind her. Now, y'all have said y'all are not Trump supporters, y'all are not Trump voters. If she didn't say that, Why haven't y'all came out and supported y'all girl? Because I believe she said more than that. I'm telling you, I believe she said, I got them down there under control. Because you know what? If you got $10, I'm going to give my people $8. I give them black folks $2. Make them fight over them little $2, and they're going to be happy about that. Y'all better understand what I'm saying. This woman went up to D.C. with an agenda. If she's meeting with Jeff Landry and Liz Morrell anywhere, I don't care what's that about. Nothing good is going to come up out of there. Helena, you need to fix yourself. But my question is to the black people that didn't vote for her, what are we going to do? I'm ready to go sit in front of City Hall with a sign and show them the wage gap of the median income between black and white families.
Right.
Since she's so about the culture. I don't need nobody with me, because when I come down there, I'm just going to sit down there. What you going to do to me that ain't already been done to me?
Right.
So
I got you.
I ain't going to hold you up too much longer, man. I'm about to get on my medication, but don't trust Helena Moreno. That woman is selling off New Orleans, and black people, you up first.
Yes,
have a good day.
All right.
Y'all way up out of here.
I'll talk to you, brother. Have a good weekend. All right. Pop, hold on. We got to take my break here. We coming back. Pop Jones, you coming up next. We got to take our break, and we'll come right back with our final conversations next, right here on WBOK.
AURN News.
I'm Ebony McMorris. 4 people, including 2 journalists, have been arrested following the protests at St. Paul's Church against ICE enforcement. Former CNN anchor Don Lemon and independent reporter Georgia Fort were taken into custody by federal agents, along with activist Traherne Cruz and Hennepin County Attorney's Office staffer Jamel Lundy. Lemon's attorney Abby Lowell calls the arrest an unprecedented attack on the First Amendment. Charges remain unclear. U.S. Attorney Pam Bondi confirmed the arrest on social media as part of the administration's response to the protests. Georgia Fort hosted as agents arrived at her home.
This is all stemming from the fact that I filmed a protest. We are supposed to have our constitutional right of the film to be a member of the press. I don't feel like I have my First Amendment right as a member of the press because now federal agents are at my door.
For AURN News, I'm Ebony McMorris.
On Auto Trends with JeffCars.com, here's a snippet of some of what we cover. GPS pioneer Gladys West.
We worked long hours computing trajectory orbits and satellite orbits, trying to get the data and everything correct enough.
Auto analyst Mark Bland.
14 new vehicle deals that happen in this country out of every 100 that women don't have a fingerprint on.
To tune in, check out Auto Trends with JeffCars.com. Saturdays at 4 p.m. on WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about.
Hi, I'm Sidney Bartholomew. My wife Lisa and I are raising our 9-year-old daughter in Gentilly, where I grew up. I'm asking to represent you as Louisiana State Senator because as a builder and former athlete, I cannot sit on the sidelines. Our community has dealt with the same issues of a stagnant economy, the rising cost of insurance, and concerns over public safety. We just can't wait another 20 years. Vote for me, Sidney Bartholomew, number 2 on the ballot. And with your support, I will work to bring the resources we need from Baton Rouge home to District 3. Bring your crew and vote early starting Saturday, January 24th. I'm Sidney Bartholomew, and I approve this message. This message is paid for by Sidney Bartholomew for State Senate.
My wife was frying okra. She's from Mississippi, so that's her favorite thing to do. She left the burner on high, and it didn't take long to ignite, so I ran to the stove, grabbed the pot, and that's when I got burned from a grease fire. And yes, the pain was, it was bad. Oh, Blue Cross treated me great with the recovery process. On the financial side, it would be expensive without Blue Cross. And that's what I was worrying about because I was out of work for 3 months. I'm Chad, I'm from Baton Rouge, and I had Blue Cross for 10 years. I don't eat fried okra. That's the funniest story.
Louisiana Blue. The right card, the right care.
Sandra Nika Morris, host of Put Housing First. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock, where we will discuss how housing affects every aspect of our lives and what's necessary, what's needed to guarantee housing for all. Join us every Tuesday at 12 o'clock as we dig down deep onto the issues that affect all of us.
A careless driver can change your life in an instant. Do you know what to do or who to call? If you've been injured in a motor vehicle accident and do not have an attorney, call Auto Accident Help Desk for a free consultation. We can answer all of your questions and estimate the potential value of your case. Call Auto Accident Help Desk and connect with an expert personal injury attorney.
Call 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524.
Don't worry how to handle your medical bills, lost wages, and pain. We will get you the money you deserve.
They got me way more than the insurance company offered.
The consultation is free, and you do not pay any legal fees unless we win or settle your case. Make the smart call. If you've been injured in an auto accident, call Auto Accident Help Desk for a free legal consultation.
Call 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524. 800-269-4524.
Get in on the conversation at 504-582-9422. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks. Welcome back. Final few minutes here before we get off. Pop Jones.
Oh, wow, man. I look like I don't know when to call in no more to get any time. Oh, Lord. Well, tell Dr. Wise I'm going to hunt her down here.
Yes, indeed. What's going on?
Yeah, no, she might be forgot about me.
Okay. What you got?
But I'm gonna find her. She got her office.
Over at Suno. So
I'm gonna find her. I know she don't forgot about me, but I'm gonna find her. But look, G-Man. Oh, they stopped Don Lemon, huh?
Yeah, he got out.
He got out?
Yeah, so we're going to probably hear within the next couple of weeks more about this case, what they arrested him for, and saying that he did in that church, because it went in front of the courts last week, and the courts said, no, this is not something that we're going to prosecute or go for, so they threw it out. And here they come now back and indicting him and putting him in jail. So this is like
they come back, they arrested him again?
Well, this happened last week, so they tried to get him last week, and courts threw it out and said no. But they came this week and arrested him and put him in jail anyway. So.
Oh man, what country were you living in that this man could do all this?
I don't know. It's interesting when you find a journalist that says something and they don't agree with it and they put him in jail. So
wow, it looked like this is worse in a third world country, huh?
It's more so dictatorship now. We're starting to see it.
That's the way it seems.
Yeah.
Well, look, I know what I want to say. I was saying, I'm warning you and your boss, Attorney Bagnaris. I mean, y'all be speaking out and tell it like it is.
We're going to see.
Somebody be knocking on y'all door.
We know how to run, but we ain't running.
Yeah, I mean, but look
right
look
here.
like they eat bitches, man.
Yeah. We ain't going nowhere. Don't nobody want them lawsuits.
Oh, no. All right.
And you sure as hell don't want to mess with the lawsuit queen.
Oh, hallelujah, boy.
And I can tell you what she'll say for me, too. She said, I want y'all to know that I'm 10 times down.
I know he might be thinking he rough, but I know he don't want to mess with Attorney Bagnaris. I know that.
Nope. So.
Yeah, man. I guess it's about time for you to get off, huh?
I'm gonna take one more call here. Let me get one more call in, and then it's time for me to go.
Okay, I'm gonna get off then. But I'll be talking to you.
Have a good weekend.
All right, Sam, to you.
All righty. Hey, Ron.
What's up?
You the man, brother.
All right. Appreciate you. Shouts out to the Fatherhood Roundtable as well as the Huey P. Newton Gun Club. G, let me say this. from Kurt. I'm gonna start with Kirkpatrick, right? It's a good thing that you have a relationship with Chad, because imagine how many people don't have a voice behind them when the injustice is being done to them.
Mm-hmm.
From when to show you how messed up we are, when Flat Top was released from Angola, look how many people of our color, our race, was cheerleading this. Man, listen, we is messed up in this city, and there's certain people that study how messed up we are, and that's why we constantly getting the just due that we have been getting, right? I heard Gallery when he called and talking about Helena, right?
Mm-hmm.
We gotta stop acting like they just started doing this. Exactly what we are saying. Our community haven't prospered under none of the last 10 mayors I can see. Because last time I checked, we getting ready to celebrate, well, not celebrate, we getting ready to commemorate the assassination of Dr. King, about to be 60 years in 2 more years. And here we still fighting for the same stuff we was supposedly assassinated for.
Mm-hmm.
So all these laws we done had passed for us to live better or be so-called free, but yet we still stumbling and striving for the same stuff our ancestors was fighting for. And we done had Democratic leadership, we done had Republican leadership, and it's like we still stuck in this bubble. And you got to ask yourself, at some point you got to say coincidence is out the window, because last time I checked, we just had Joe Biden as president, right? I'm gonna remove the orange man that's currently in the White House right now. I'm gonna go back to the Democratic president who we just had, because everybody thinks Democrats don't do no wrong, right? Now, Pacific Islanders got a hate bill passed. The Chinese got a hate bill passed. The Asians got a hate bill passed. We still waiting on the goddamn George Floyd policing bill to be passed. And it was Joe Biden that invited George Floyd family to the White House and said he was going to have this bill passed by his next birthday. And his birthday done passed, 3-4 times since then?
Mm-hmm.
And the bill still ain't passed. All I'm saying is this year, man, no matter Republican leadership or Democrat leadership, it's things that we got to step up and do to make sure that our community get our just due. Because we even had John Bell Levels in office before the clown we got in office now. And he lied to Miss Mona, which is Ronald Green's mother, about how her son was killed when he knew that it was a state police department that lynched that brother.
Mm-hmm.
So we out here fighting about ICE, but we can't forget what's going on in our community, because too many times we taking focus on other people's problems to try to help them, and our work is sitting going undone.
I agree
we
with
gotta
you. I
come
agree
back
with
to the
you.
house.
I'm hoping that I'm not one of those that is going to sit in there and say I'm going to take on this movement against ICE and I'm going to forget the other stuff. I'm not one of those. I'm going to always be down for the cause with my own people first. I will look at this and say exactly what, you may have that conversation with Dr. Shepard, because Dr. Shepard says, no, we can't not just let this happen. We do have to take part. But I was like, I feel that we need to really take care of us first.
Check this out. Notice how I think the brother name was Kevin Porter.
Yeah.
Kevin Porter was killed by ICE
in
before,
December of last year. Right. But shooting up in the
before
air.
2 white people, but you don't even hear his name.
Right. Yep.
No more. But
I
you
said that
constantly hear
yesterday.
these 2 white people. My bad. I ain't know.
Yeah.
But that's all I'm saying, though, bro. But
I
if they
got you.
just these people are constantly playing our face, and we keep on looking for these people to come back and save us. No.
Yeah.
We gotta do what we gotta do for our community. Period.
Yep.
All right, brother.
All right, my brother. Have a good weekend, man. Be careful out there.
Oh yeah, one more thing I want to say, man. If I ain't get my black facts, I'm just playing. All right, bro. I'll holler at you.
If
Monday,
you ain't get
bro.
your what?
If I ain't get my black facts off the Gerod G-Man Stevens radio show, I'm just playing. You got it, Uncle George.
Bro, you sounded like George. That's what he did. Goodbye. I'll talk to you later, bro.
Later.
Yeah. All right, folks, that's going to wrap things up for me on Friday. I appreciate y'all for being a part of the conversation on today. We'll be back on Monday. Dr. Shepard should be back in the house having some conversation. Don't forget on Tuesday, We got a full house. We're going to have some conversation with Suzette, Miss Collins, who's the attorney for Brother Cockerham. And we'll also talk to one of the attorneys, Mr. Dunn, out of Spokane, Washington, and what happened during that time that was happening in Spokane. We'll tell you more about it next week. So that's going to happen with us, all right? And some more as the week goes on. We'll make sure we get you the information. Y'all have a great weekend. Bundle up. It's going to be cold. We'll be back on Monday, y'all. We'll talk to you later.